the most delicious cottage cheese pie. The combination of tender dough and abundant cottage cheese filling makes this pie unforgettable and incredibly tempting. Let's prepare the dough. 2 chicken eggs. Break them into a deep bowl. Add sugar, vanilla sugar, sour cream, and melted butter. Mix everything well with a whisk or an electric mixer, whichever is more convenient for you. There's no need to beat anything, just combine all the ingredients. After that, add the sifted flour, almost all of it, leaving a little, just in case. And baking powder. Mix everything well with a spatula. For this dough, we don't even need our hands. Everything can be mixed with a spatula. And of course, we add a pinch of salt. It's better to add the flour gradually to avoid overloading the dough with flour. The dough should end up being quite thick. After combining all the ingredients, place the dough in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. In the meantime, start preparing the filling. Take 500 grams of cottage cheese, 2 eggs, and add 100 grams of sugar. You can add a little vanilla sugar, 2 tablespoons of starch, either corn or potato. Blend everything with a blender. I have grainy cottage cheese, so I blend everything until it becomes a homogeneous mass. If the cottage cheese is soft and not grainy, you can simply mix everything together, combine, and it's ready. Carefully take the dough out of the refrigerator and lightly dust the work surface with flour. The dough hasn't fully set yet. I roll out an elongated log like this and divide the dough into 4 equal parts. I immediately put 2 parts of the dough in the freezer for another 10 minutes, and the 2 soft parts of the dough I place directly into the mold. I will bake 2 pies at once, so I am using a small diameter mold. I have 2 such silicone molds, and I spread the dough evenly across the entire bottom and make a bit of an edge with the dough. Both of my molds have a diameter of 22 centimeters, but you can also bake 1 whole pie by simply making it on a large baking sheet from the oven. Now, in one of the molds, I spread half of the filling and evenly distribute it over the dough. In the second half of the cottage cheese mixture, I add fresh mango, which I have cut into small cubes. I mix everything well and also spread it on top of the dough. And I smooth everything out well over the surface. You can add absolutely different ingredients to the cottage cheese filling. Both raisins and dried fruits, as well as various fresh fruits, just make sure they are not too watery. Now take a piece of dough out of the freezer, then roll it out using a rolling pin. Don't forget to periodically sprinkle with flour. I roll out the dough to a thickness of about half a centimeter. Now we cut the dough into strips. Of course, you could simply cover the pie with this dough and make a few holes with a fork or knife, but I wanted to make it look beautiful. Therefore, I cut the dough into strips and lay them out to form a kind of lattice. From the leftover dough pieces, you can also make additional decorations out of the dough. Flowers, petals, anything you like. Brush the dough on top with a mixture of 1 egg yolk and 1 tablespoon of milk or cream. At this time, my oven is already preheated to 180 degrees. After that, put the pie in a preheated oven for 30-35 minutes. Watch closely. As soon as the dough rises well and turns golden brown, the pie will be ready. I do the same with the second pie, also rolling out the dough, cutting it into strips, and decorating the top. After 35 minutes, I take the pie out of the oven. Look at this beauty. The smell is simply incredible. Let the pie cool in the form for just 10 minutes, then remove it from the form and cut it into serving pieces. A pie with cottage cheese filling is a divine combination of fluffy dough and tender, creamy cottage cheese that simply melts on the tongue. Every crumb of this pie is infused with a delightful taste and aroma that makes you dive into it again and again. Be sure to try making this cottage cheese pie using this recipe. It turns out perfectly the first time for everyone. But if you add different fruits, dried fruits, and berries to the filling each time, you will get a completely new pie with new flavors every time. Therefore, today I decided to divide the dough into two parts and make two different pies, essentially from the same ingredients. By adding mango, you get a completely different taste. As always, I thank you for your attention. Be sure to give a thumbs up if you like this recipe, write comments, subscribe to our channel, and we will see you in a new video. Bye bye everyone.